Finally, the moment a couple of you have been waiting for.
It's all like bing bong, Jack.
Coming to you from an undisclosed location in Duval and St. Johns County. The show for Jag fans by Jag fans.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
Here are your hosts, Franklin and Michael how you say it? DeZoba. Welcome to the Jaggernaut Podcast.
Jacksonville! Jaggernaut Podcast.
Duval! Gotta throw a big Duval out there for them boys downtown.
The playoff AFC South champ. Jacksonville Jaguars hosting a playoff game. Can you, I could imagine this at the beginning of the season, but
dig it! Right, something. I mean, come on, you got to get excited for the playoffs. It's the playoffs, right? We haven't been here since 2017. If you can't get excited, I don't know if you're a Jags fan.
Well, everybody certainly was excited at the game. I can say that much, and that's
Jacksonville fans came out. See you till it was beautiful.
Yeah,
just beautiful. It was loud. It was ruckus. It was everything that the NFL and the national media says we are not. So to the national media, that's what you get.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing.
Barrel.
That's the thing. You just got to give the team. This is a very savvy football town. You can't keep
give
throwing
us something. That's right.
The people that showed up in the dregs of the Jaguar, situation when they were just sucking year and year and year these last 2 decades. They were the ones that were diehard. They were going to show up no matter what because it was just part of their life. Other people are like, I'm not showing up because this isn't the way football is supposed to be. And now that it is the way football is supposed to be, and it doesn't have to be playoffs all the time, it just has to be competent. And all of a sudden, when we got a competent team, lo and behold, we're in the playoffs. So, and against the arch rival Tennessee Titans, it brings to mind the game. The game was an interesting game. It was a division game. I did say I wouldn't be shocked if we blew the Titans out, but I'm not also shocked that it came out this way, which is, the truth of the matter is that Vrabel threw everything he possibly could into this game. You could tell that he wanted this game real bad, and we took all the blows, we took the punches, and we were left standing, and they were not. And so we're moving on, and they're not. And now we got another game Saturday night, 8 o'clock. Chargers.
And again, people are complaining about Saturday night at 8 o'clock. I don't see the issue. Do you have an issue with that time slot?
No. I understand why they might have had an issue last week. I think this week, only because the Titans were on a long, extended rest. And they shortened our week in kind. And that was, I think, what people were more or less upset about. But I think at that point, look, you're either going to win the game or you're not. I don't know. If you give us that extra day, I'm not going to say, well, that means we're going to actually score more points and maybe we would have blown them out. I don't think that's how it works. You get up for the game, you get up for the game. And the Titans had a long rest regardless because they didn't play anybody. So it almost made it irrelevant. No matter what we did, they were going to have a longer rest.
And you know who got to sleep in? This guy. Yeah. I got to sleep in. It was a good party night. I liked it. I like Saturday night.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's not to me. I think it's great. I think it shouldn't be Super Bowl Sunday. It should be Super Bowl Saturday.
Now, I do agree with that.
Now, nobody wants to go to work on Super Bowl, on Monday.
Yeah, definitely. They should change that.
I mean, that's idiotic. I understand that the NFL owns Sunday, and that's pretty much their day. Okay, cool. But when it comes to that huge game, it should be Super Bowl Saturday. It gives people a chance to really have some fun.
I'm surprised the NFL hasn't made that change. That just seems like they're
as smart and money hungry as you think they are. You would think so, but whatevs.
Yeah,
that's besides the point. All right, Frank, take us away. Sorry to interrupt.
No. So we got the Chargers coming into town. We can put those Titans behind us. See you, boys. Tighten down. And now we're
down's right. Titans down. Get them some help.
So we got the Chargers, and this is a very good matchup. If you look at it, this is the matchup of the weekend. Because it makes sense. It's the 4 and the 5 seed. So it looks to be on paper the most competitive. And you've got the two up and coming quarterbacks dueling it out to start the playoffs. To start the first day of the playoffs anyway. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's happening here in Jacksonville, and Herbert v. Lawrence, and that's cool for the NFL. I think it's good for Jacksonville too, and I think what we're going to see is probably a different game. I mean, obviously we blew them out last time, and I don't expect that this time. This is the playoffs. They're healthier now than what they were then, and so I think it's going to be. People think it's going to be a super high scoring affair. I don't think that's probably what we're going to see. I think it'll be more high scoring than what we saw against the Titans, but not quite a shootout. There's going to be some clunkiness, because here's the thing too. These are two great quarterbacks, but neither has been in the playoffs before. So even though Herbert's got a year on Lawrence, this is his first playoff game. So he's coming here too. So who has the advantage? I would say there's no advantage.
Okay, so I'm not going to necessarily throw the. I'll throw this out there. What if I told you that the Chargers are 1-4 on grass?
I think I saw that somewhere.
1-4 on grass.
And that one game was a missed field goal.
Yep.
I guess that makes sense because they play in the Dome now.
Yep.
Because they're LA.
What do we play on? Oh, we play on grass because we care about our players. We
care about the environment.
Now, I've told you before, I always thought that when teams transfer from turf to grass, they seem to be a step slower. I don't know if that's going to be the case. I'm not saying that's why I believe the Jags are going to win. I believe the Jags are going to win because I'm a damn Jags fan, and they've given me reasons to believe.
Yeah.
That's why I believe. What the score is, I don't care. It could be 7-3. It could be 4-3. I don't care. We're going to win because the truth is, I don't know what kind of game we're going to get.
Right.
It's funny because I think you alluded to this a little bit earlier, where people believe that it's going to be a blowout, or not a blowout, but a very high scoring game. And I can see this going the exact opposite way. I can see this not quite as a struggle to score points, but when the red zone starts to shrink that field down, I can see field goals. I can see trading field goals a little bit, Yeah. So again, I don't care if we win 9-6, 9-3, 12-9. I don't care. Right. I believe the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win. I believe we're going to pull it out. Trevor Lawrence doesn't have to throw a damn touchdown for me to believe that he's still a good quarterback and that he's capable. Yeah. All this stuff about him not throwing touchdowns, did he miss Zay Jones? Yes. Was he a little off when Kirk ran to the corner? Sure. Yep, he was. Every quarterback misses throws. Every quarterback misses TD throws. Lawrence still had a very high percentage in that game.
Yeah.
Lawrence was still playing well.
Yeah.
What our problem was against Tennessee is what everybody's problem was. We couldn't run the damn ball. We tried trickery.
Yeah.
To run the ball.
Too much trickery.
and it bit us in the
Too
ass,
much trickery.
right?
Come on, calm it down,
So
Doug.
here's what I think, right? Everybody thinks this is going to be a shootout. We are just going to have to bomb it all over the yard to keep up. No, no, I think they're going to be able to move the ball, but I think when the field shrinks, they're going to have a hard time.
Yeah.
I think, however, with us, I think we're going to be able to run.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to be talking about ETN in this game.
Right.
Right.
That's the X factor.
ETN can have a monster game, like 2 TDs and a $150.
Right.
Like this could be, if not ETN, Trevor can have some yards. Michael Hasty could have some yards. Snoop Connor can have a touchdown. I mean, it could be one of those games where it ends up where we're running the ball, we're controlling the clock.
Yeah.
And that's almost what I want.
That's playoff football too. So if you think about it, there's a number of things. It's weird because maybe there's something that I'm not understanding, because the money apparently is going to the Chargers in the books of the betting line, which is weird because the way playoff football tends to work is the teams that have the stable quarterbacks and the running game and the defense, if you can find that trifecta, those are the teams that do really well. But the running game, stopping the run and running the ball, is really important in the playoffs, especially. The Chargers have an issue stopping the run. That's a big problem, because that's going to mean that we can have a balance that they, in all likelihood, will not be able to do. Our defense is actually really good at stopping backs like Eckler who catch the ball in the backfield. And so what is interesting is that
which is weird, because we're not good against the screen game. And man, Eckler is, and that's why I think the money's on San Diego, or I was going to say San Diego.
No, you did say San Diego.
Yeah, is on the Chargers. I mean, looking at it, they look like they have a slightly more dynamic offense. Because Herbert can hit the tight end. Keenan Allen. No receivers caught more over the last 5 weeks than Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Right, dude's balling.
And he's going against Trey Herndon, so that's going to be their X factor.
Yep.
That's the matchup that we need to watch out for.
Yep. Eckler, out of the backfield, catching screens. He's going to be a problem for our defensive ends. He's going to be a problem for our linebackers. So what do? If Caldwell wants a moment to shine, this looks as good a game as any for him to draw up coverages to actually take away. I think if you take away Keenan Allen, and let's just say Mike Williams doesn't play, but you take away Keenan Allen and you take away Eckler, we win this game.
Yeah.
Right? Do you agree?
Oh, yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. But saying it's different than doing it.
I agree.
I think the thing is that what is interesting is that these are similar teams in a lot of ways. The secondaries are very good, or can be very good. The Chargers, I think, have a better secondary than we do, but we both have great safety games going right now. We both have great outside corner games going right now. And I think they're a little bit better on the inside slot than what Trey Herndon has shown recently. That doesn't bode well for us, but their defense is not good against the run. If you were to ask me which would you prefer, which team would you prefer, I'm going to prefer our situation. I'd rather have a weakness at slot corner than I would stopping the run in a playoff game. And so I think that's going to lead to some things that maybe we didn't otherwise, and hopefully Doug doesn't feel like he has to try to go out of the box too much to manufacture some stuff. So we can have the side-to-side game and the straight-up the middle game that we otherwise didn't have against Tennessee. I wouldn't mind seeing, just throwing this out there, I'd love to see like a flea flicker of some sort to start the game off, just because they know their issue stopping the run, and they know we know their issue stopping the run. So just a I formation, I mean, just to throw it over the top, man. And here's, I'll get to this later, but what do you think
So
about that?
here's my reason why I probably would not do that just to start the game. I want to beat up Bosa a little bit. I know he's hurt. I know he's got a groin pull. I know he's not 100%. I want to beat him up a little bit. I want to run the ball at him. I want to get our tackles on and shoving his ass out of the way.
Yeah, but ETN's the finesse running back, right? I mean, he's a tough guy, but he's not tough in the sense that he's not running people over. He's tough in the sense that he takes hits.
I want to get the tackles on him. I don't want ETN on him. I want the tackles to get on Bosa. I want to give the tackles a chance to push Bosa back. I want to impact that groin. I want to push his ass back. I want to push him to the left. I want to push him to the right. I want to push him a few times. Maybe on the third series, I could see a flea flicker. I want to see him limping. I want to see him hurt. I want to make sure he's not 100% or not even close to it.
Yeah.
That's me. That's my thinking. So.
I had something really great, and then I fell out of my brain. So.
Oh, dude, I took it from you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you spoiled it for me. So
if I say flea flicker, does that bring it back for you?
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
no, it doesn't.
Well, Ingram can be great. Ingram can have a good game here.
They do pretty well against the tight end typically, but
yeah, Derwin James, right? Derwin James.
Yeah, and we don't do well against the tight end, but yet we have the better tight end.
Yep.
So hopefully that evens that part of it out.
Again, this is, and I agree with what you said earlier. This is probably the most even matchup in the playoffs this weekend.
Here's what I was thinking about.
Two very close teams.
It popped into my head. Here's one thing I do want to see, and it isn't in the line of, flea flicker to start the game or anything like that. Sprinkled throughout, Trevor's got to run the ball, because maybe I'm missing it. You tell me. You correct me if I'm wrong. In the past 2 games, Trevor hasn't played his best. Has he ran?
No, he has not. Okay,
and what did we say?
I'm a proponent of getting Trevor some runs. I am. I'm a proponent of that. But I also am not buying into this shit that Trevor played bad. All right, Trevor missed throws. He missed them at bad times. Bad. But so I'm fine. I think I'm okay with the way Trevor's playing. Would I like him to hit one of those other two TDs? Yeah, and if we do, we're not talking about this.
No, that's true, but that's kind of the point. Is you can say, well, if this and if that, but it is what it is. He didn't hit them. So, the games that he's been great are the games where he did hit those. And I just think, again, you go back and you look, the games that he holds the ball and runs, at some point, like, just get him involved, get him on the outside. It changes the complexion in a number of ways. You want to do it you want to do it smartly. You don't want to do it dumb. But the idea of him, the way Doug Peterson runs that offense, to me, the concept of our quarterback not running the ball at all in the game is an odd one to me. At some point, he's got to have. You cannot have RPO be a part of that system and not have the quarterback take the ball every now and again. And to me, it leads to tendencies that the defense can key off on. And if you can look, Trevor can run the ball, man. If he does that, those games are special games. He plays really well in those games. and maybe it's one of these things you can't force, but it was just something I've been thinking about. It's like, has had a down game comparatively since he's been on this up, and the last two games haven't been, amazing. And they haven't been the Trevor we have been seeing the past few weeks. And when I'm thinking back, he's taken the ball and he's run at least once or twice in those games, and he didn't do it in the past two games, and he wasn't as good as he usually is.
I'm fine with sprinkling in Trevor running. I'm okay with that.
If we see Trevor run, I'm gonna go, oh, let's see what happens. All of a sudden, let's see if we get that game that manifests where, he is actually dropping dimes
and spot on. Yep.
Yeah. So, but it's a compelling matchup. No question about it. It's another chance for Jacksonville to show off, the city, show off the fan base, and man, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I went into the store last Saturday. 80% of the people in there had on Jags gear.
It's funny, right?
I was like, where am I?
I love
you
it,
could probably do an episode, and if you're old like us, the Twilight Zone. I don't think they have that anymore. But you could probably do an episode of the Twilight Zone like that. It felt odd and weird at first. But then it's like, oh, you're looking at all these people, and all these people are like nodding. Hell of a feeling. Hell of a feeling for a fan, especially a fan that has been here this long and has been through the damn dredges of suckdom as long as we have, So glad I put that out there, because I want to say, win, lose, or draw, the Jags are looking up. The Jags finally look like we are going to be able to have a window where it's a few years, not one, and then 7 years, and then 1, and then 7 years. So
that's the biggest thing. Somebody on Twitter said, I can't remember how they phrased it, but was, why does this feel different? And I responded and I said, because what you're feeling or what you're sensing is the opening of the window for yearly possibilities, not just a flash in the pan. Yep. That 2017, as fantastic as that was, Bortles, unless he took that next step, it was never going to, and we know that, that is what happened. So, and this is different because this is a guy that we know has kind of taken that. He's already taken the step. So it would have been a shock if he didn't take the step. And now that he has, it's just confirmation that we got the guy that everybody thought we got. And then what that means is legitimately the next 10 years. Would you, barring injury, would you be surprised if that we are not? I would be surprised in the next 10 years if we're not in the conversation for the playoff hunt every single year of the next 10 years.
Barring
every
injury,
single year.
Yeah.
It would not be unreasonable, barring injury, that we would not at least get into the playoffs for every year of the next. Now, that's a little higher of a thing to say, because things happen, but that's what we've got now. That's the difference. And so I'm actually excited about the fact that I don't give a crap about the draft right now. I don't care at all.
Doesn't it feel good?
It feels amazing, it feels good, man. This is what it feels like. I've always friends of ours, whether there be Bills fans or Patriots fans or whatever, I'm like, what does that feel like to not have to gin up excitement about a draft pick that your franchise has historically thrown in the garbage anyway? It wasn't that long ago we drafted C.J. Henderson. and here we are. You know, it's in fact, was that the year before we drafted Trevor?
No, I don't think so. It might have been.
Yeah, it was, because C.J. Henderson was riding a bike on Urban Meyer's practice field. So, yeah, it was. We drafted C.J. Henderson in the first round a year before Trevor, man. I mean, it feels like a long time ago,
Yeah.
man. And it's amazing how it's like what
that was another team. That wasn't us. That was another team.
This fan base deserves this. Man, we have struggled through all this crap for a long time. We deserve this. And it's great that not just the fans, but the team, players, they are enjoying this. We actually, okay, look, we got to talk about this too.
Throw it out here. Bring it up. Bring it up.
Okay, the word on the street is, now we can talk about whether we want this to happen or not, but it's a good thing that it's even being talked about. DeAndre Hopkins wants to play for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Have you heard this?
Yeah, I saw a blip.
You don't sound excited about that. I get that. I'm not necessarily. I don't know that I like the idea of him being on our team because our chemistry's so good. Like, why would you? And we've got Calvin Ridley. How many mouths do you really want to feed?
Who do you bump? Who do you bump? Who do you bump?
Exactly. But the fact that people are excited to that point,
enough to want to play for us.
That's what I'm talking about right there. You've got guys, so we gotta, and we'll have episodes about this, and we probably don't need to get into it here, about what do we do with the looming salary cap, who do we keep, probably a lot of contract restructuring, blah, blah, blah. But it makes it possible, feasible even, that guys will not take stupid pay cuts, but maybe they won't take the giant, maybe they won't need the
Frank, are you trying to imply that maybe some people come here ring hunting?
I'm not even. Not even that.
Man, that might have been my take. Might have been my take on what you were saying.
I'm not even going there, but it's possible. It depends on what happens in this playoff. If we go deep into this playoffs, it's possible what you just said is true. That players do think Lawrence has got the goods. Imagine if the defense doesn't just keep the big play ability that we've seen in the past few weeks, but actually stiffens up and becomes consistently good, because that's not unreasonable. This is actually a decent defense on paper as far as its players are concerned. Then you add that with a dynamic offense, I could see players going, hell yeah. So when Dominic Sue's sitting out there looking for a team, he'll choose the Jags. I don't know if we'll choose him, but he'll want to choose the Jags, and instead of teams like the Philadelphia Eagles. But we can be one of those teams that other players are looking at and saying, yeah. But my point is I'm talking about this, keeping our guys. I'm saying the fact that we have this energy and people want to stay here makes it a little bit, maybe it makes that extra guy we can fit under the cap that otherwise we wouldn't be able to.
It is nice to have players come here and actually want to play and not just come here for a paycheck.
Yeah, and I don't feel, there's part of me that wants to check myself, because it's like, we should only talk about this upcoming game. It's the playoffs and all that. But no, we do need to talk about this as a fan base, because we've been stuck for many years in a ditch on the side of the road, watching all the other NFL vehicles pass by. And now we're on the highway, and we're hauling ass, man. And so it's actually a good thing, and there's no reason to think we've got a full tank of gas. We got money in our pockets, man. We know where we're going. GPS is, we got everything in front of us now, and it's for a long trip. It's not a side, it's not a small thing. So I think that's one thing, the energy that's one thing that's palpable. It's not just the fact that we're in the playoffs. Oh my gosh, how did this happen? That's there too. But it's also like, man, it could be like this every year. It could legitimately be like this every year.
Every year. Amen, brother. Preach on. Woo!
It's exciting times. I can't help it.
It is. It is a good time. It is a good time to be a Jags fan.
Yeah,
Woo.
and hopefully everybody else feels it. I know they do. I don't know why I said hopefully, but I guess hopefully people will hear what we're saying and resonate. So we gained some subscribers.
We did.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw we had like 270 something hits off the hype video.
Oh, I didn't even see it. Was that high, really?
Yeah, it was like 270 something. I was shocked. I'm like, holy shit. Look. Woo. Maybe we should do a more hype video. Just saying. Maybe that's our thing, like hype videos. Nobody wants to listen to us talk.
Yeah, that's true.
They want to hear. They just want to hear.
It's the best thing we've done. I can tell you.
Yeah.
But it took me a hell of a long time to get that put together. But so I don't know. Maybe I'll show you how to do it. You do the next one.
Well, I'm gonna have to use TNT. TNT. I'm going with it. That's my moniker, man.
Yeah.
Put it out. I need to copyright that.
Well,
TNT.
someone's gonna steal it at some point. It'll be
Trevor and
Troy
Travis.
Aikman
Woo!
or
That's fine.
I don't know.
That's fine. And they don't even have to give me credit because I know that that they know they took it from me. That's all. That's
Yeah,
all
because
I need.
nobody would ever think of that.
Nope.
That's
That's
all right.
smart.
That's where we're at, though. We're now thinking about clever ways we can market our players and teams. So, and we're not thinking about the draft.
No,
I
we're
keep going
not.
back to that. I'm like,
Woo! Hey, but it's a great feeling. So enjoy this
Yeah, it's nice.
Duval. Enjoy it, man. Go on down there, buy the ticket, show up, yell your ass off, show the team the support. Just do what you do. Have a great time.
alrighty. So let's watch this game. Let's watch the Jags win and see who we play. And let's look forward to what. No matter what happens, we'll look forward to
The future.
what looks like.
The future is bright.
Yeah,
That's
it's
right,
really,
Frank. Put
really
your shade.
bright.
Put your shades on. If you didn't catch that episode, go back and
Yeah,
watch.
I didn't bring my shades with me this time.
They probably left them here.
That episode, I just happened to have them in here for some reason, so I rolled with it.
I'm gonna start posting them and be like, "Look, do you want to own a pair of Franklin's glasses?"
I think they're Marshall's special.
Hey, whatever, man. I get why you buy them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because the future's bright.
that's right.
All right, so like and share, guys, if you don't
That's
mind.
right. Saturday night, 8:15. TIA Bank or ITAA Bank. I always get that wrong. One of the two.
Tia. Just say Tia.
Tia.
Tia Bank.
TIA Bank.
Give them out with a Duval.
That's right, man. We brought them in that way. Let's take them out that way. You ready? Duval! Woo!
Oh, you went Ric Flair? Dang.
I went Ric Flair, dude. You got to do it. You got to do it.
All right, guys. Next time.
Bye, guys.